journey started off with developers coming to chase their last bit of accessible green space in our community, and it highlighted the issue in the community that there was green space under attack, and it was a space that was enjoyed by our community, whether it be out walking with a family, grandkids, dogs, cycling, whatever it be. It was wholly utilised within the community. It wasn't publicised, no one was aware that how much this space meant to our actual community. So we started quite a long fight to try and protect this bit of green space. And on that journey we had interaction with the Coalfields Regeneration Trust, the lovely Jean and the Callie, and that started our journey on trying to learn a wee bit more about growing.
We were chatting about on the phone the other day, Anne-Marie, and it's great to hear that everybody's keen to get involved in growing land in nature.
Yeah,
we put this award together because we see the benefit that it brings to people in terms of not only learning sustainable gardening skills but also connecting more with the natural world as well.
And their hashtag is nature is a nurture.
That's a really
so
nice
we're really
one.
on board on that. We see the benefits in everybody when we turn to it.
And I think with that resource you've got that lovely medal behind you,
And it's
just stunning. It's absolutely stunning.
Lucky to have it on our doorstep.
The main kind of principles of the award is that you're setting yourself a nature project. So you identify your site. So you've identified your site here, and then you decide what it is you're going to focus in on. And I think it's going to be developing up
Lots of herbs, fruit hedges,
lovely.
at least 9 trees, so we can call it an orchard.
We need it all yesterday, but we totally accept that it's going to take a period of time to learn, and we want to know what we're doing. We want to educate ourselves in the soil, the beekeeping and things as well as being coming.
Microgreens. There's a big market and a
That's
massive health ban in microgreens. You got all that nutrients, and it's a rotating crop every 6 to 7 weeks, and it can just be grown. That they can grow it very easily.
Hi everyone, I'm Anne-Marie from Cardown Community Meadow. We're doing all right. We're just talking about the sunflowers there, and our volunteers are reporting 8'6" on the sunflowers. We also had a wee bit of a potato harvest yesterday, so it's the first out of what is our community's phase, on top of some green beans and stuff over the summer, which was lovely to see. We're not quite there as in growing as yet, but this was just small starting points, and it was nice to see it come straight from the garden straight to someone's dinner plate, and thoroughly enjoyed. It was lovely. So yeah, we're doing okay.
We're looking how to learn to get some sort of a composter, say something for the amount of pulp we get out of the juicers. That must be good, you know.
I think, eventually having a compost site somewhere up here would make a lot of sense. Especially if you're producing a lot of, green waste from your juice.
So basically what happens is the compost comes in the left-hand side, and it's given, when that's full, it's turned on to the next bay. So bay 1 goes into bay 2, bay 2 goes into bay 3, and bay 4 is what you use. So as well as making compost, you've got the healthy work of turning the heaps.
Not green fingered before at all, tried to be flower boxes and things like that, but the hints and tips and the knowledge that we've gained from attending the master classes has been so beneficial. It helped us to produce what is now a wee community garden space that we have, and on that journey we also managed to stop the developers from attacking that bit of green space. We've all had our own health journeys as well, where we've really benefited from connecting to nature. We've got so many phrases now in our community that mean that much to us. Nature's our nurture, our health is our wealth, and we attain all of that by being connected with nature, learning more about growing. We've got plans there in a folder that are for our next bit of green space that we're taking on in the community, and it'll have our wellness centre on it, and it will have our growing plots on it, and it will be surrounded by beautiful orchards, and we will make sure that it happens, because since the beginning of this journey, we're now 2 years in, and we've achieved so much in our community, and it's brought so many people together. We're an ex-mining community, and that's where the reach out was to the CRT and getting in touch with them to see how they could help us as an ex-mining community. And in amongst all that, we've had youth activities, deliveries to residents. I'd say we've been quite first class actually, what we've achieved, and it's lovely to be here.
when we had just recently moved to the area. We were out walking one day and saw this through the gate. And we came off the track somehow and just stumbled across this garden and thought, just like daydreaming really. It's like, oh, what an amazing project that would be, because it was all overgrown and obviously wasn't being used. So we sort of said, God, that'd be an amazing project to, make into a community garden. We'd been funded by CRT for various things around the garden, so we've got very friendly with Enid. So I think when the GLiN Award came up, I think she thought that we would be a possible candidate for taking it on. I suppose one of the things that appealed to me about the GLiN Award was the being able to spend some time thinking more mindfully about certain aspects of gardening, particularly the nature and biodiversity side of things. I would say that, I can get stuff in the ground and grow it, to some extent, but the wider context of a garden like this, I think, has been good to focus on that for a bit, to the point where, it was one of the kids' sessions a few weeks ago. I suddenly realised that I didn't know what we've got bees everywhere here. I suddenly realised I don't know which are the honeybees, and I thought, oh, I don't know what. And actually, it was one of the kids. He's not here today, but his mum said, "Ask CJ, he knows." And so I said, because I wasn't sure we had honeybees in the garden. Anyway, he went round and found them and said, these are the honeybees. So stuff like that, actually, that's quite a basic thing. But yeah, being a bit more mindful about the context of the garden and the other life that lives here. We're on a journey, and every day's a school day. It really is. We've had wasp nests that transpired a couple of weeks ago, and it was like, oh, we've got kids coming in once a week. Is it going to be safe to keep the benefits of wasps? And so there's stuff like that we're constantly thinking about. So yeah, and I think probably doing the GLiN Award has made me much more conscious of it, and thinking, okay, let's just take a minute to think about the wasps, and the masterclasses have been good as well, to just give a bit more, take a minute to think a bit more widely about what's going on in the garden. And
I'm hoping that I'll be able to use it in my work and long term throughout my career, because I think educating for sustainability is very much a key thing in education in Scotland at the moment. So I can see, that it's going to be a useful thing for me to have. We've had some online Zoom kind of webinar type things, which have been quite useful and quite interesting to see what professionals are doing, but also what other people are doing as well, because the other groups that are doing it have different focuses from us. So yeah, it's been quite interesting from that perspective to hear about what other people are doing and thinking about, oh, we could do that. We could have maybe we could have beehives one day, or maybe we could have a butterfly garden. That would be nice for the kids. And I don't know, it's weird, because I think when you start doing things like that, you start noticing things. So I'm like, oh, look, the bees really like this, these alliums, and so I'll take a picture of it for the GLiN Award, because that's how our garden is helping, is helping the bees. And I don't know, it's difficult to explain, isn't it? But you feel like you see more and you notice more about what's going on around you. So at first I was just, as I say, I was very much focused on it'd be quite good to grow some tatties and then eat them. And then you start to notice all the other things that go with it, like the whole kind of ecosystem of it.
I'm Bob McPhail, chairperson at Kenway Community Shed. Very passionate about Kenway and the people at Kenway. What we've done an old bowling green and 15 allotments with a shed on them. So we've got a 20 metre polytunnel, we've got a sensory garden, we've got 2 honeybees hives, 40,000 in each of them seemingly. We've got 8 raised beds just now. We've just made 3 large ones for our friends from Stan.
Stan does people with early-onset dementia, and we come together twice a week. Go to the Kennedy Shed on a Monday, the College Centre on a Thursday. We do a lot of gardening there and we just love it. We like being with each other. Yeah.
Margaret's a great authority on beetroot, and the shed sells beetroot, so we thought that we would contribute to the shed and how it works by growing our own beetroot, and then Margaret's going to help us with the boiling up and putting it in the jars and stuff. So.
Did you used to garden before? Never. I would never have done what I'm doing now, but I absolutely love it. I like seeing it as a wee seed, then it grown into something, and then the enjoyment I get out seeing it grown over the weeks. It's just fantastic. In the Kennedy Shed they've got bees, and when we have been out in the summer there've been lots of butterflies and wee birds coming, and it's just like when you go for a walk now and you'll see something growing and you would never really have paid attention before. Okay. But I just like everything to come to life now and see all the different colours, and I just get so excited. Yeah.
So that's you, you've got green fingers now, the pair of you, haven't you? You're not looking back. You're going to be gardeners for the rest of your life. That's great. Yeah. And coming along to the award ceremony in Kirkcaldy on the 27th. You're looking forward to that?
I'm so excited. I'm excited because I'm actually getting something I've worked for. Something I thought, kind of like when you've got early onset dementia, people think that you're not able to do stuff, and to get an award to prove that you've done it all by yourself, it's just amazing. It's just out of this world. Yeah.
And the leaks.
And the leaks, there was nothing answer about those things.
Well, I've got leaks in the greenhouse, so that height the new for next year. So it's the pips planted it in 3 weeks ago.
Were you a professional gardener? Were you?
Yeah.
No.
I was a miner.
Were you a miner?
There was a disaster at East Weems when we lost pit went on fire.
Right.
And I was one of the last men out. I mean, a lot of miners, because of they were underground for 8 hours, and gardening was their release when they came up.
And it's like, hopefully we're getting Jim and we're getting Ron and the guys and Bal and that a purpose to get up in the morning, because we've been working hard for all their days, 30 odd years, 40 years, getting up at 6 in the morning, and some other people, elderly people are still in their jammies at 8 and 9. But we at the shed with our members and that, we're giving them a wee purpose to come into the shed. And that's what it's all about, looking after the elderly folk and help the young kids to grow in. And thanks to the Coalfields and thanks to the college for giving us a great opportunity to do this. Thank you.
Over the years, the Coalfield Regeneration Trust, we've tried to encourage, projects, small gardening type projects, community projects, and we've funded a number in the last 21 years we've been in existence. But I think this one, in a sense, is unique, that at the end of the day, it's been a real complete partnership. And when I speak to myself and Bob, the other trustee, we speak to our staff about this, they've been so happy and so pleased to see what has happened, in the various community projects that you've been involved in out there. And the thing that really pleases me as well, and the CRT, is the fact that we've got young people here doing a fantastic job. They go up and visit the walled garden every week. All the weather, everything that's happened, they've always been there. So we've got from the young to the elderly and what we call the in-betweeners. I'm still in that, I think. What does it really mean just to say thank you? That we really feel it in our hearts, about our staff, and we feel the same way about you and what you are doing. And certainly to help, not just the community stores,
But people, you know,
You have done as much, and this was happening during lockdown, you've done as much during lockdown as I feel I've done in the whole of my career. In that you have encouraged one another to get involved, that you've encouraged youngsters to get involved, that you've helped one another to become involved, and that by doing that, you have actually added something to community. And the thing that is so important nowadays is that we add something to community.
And as far as the Coalfields Regeneration Trust are concerned, I'm quite sure that we want this to continue for many years, and as you say, take the next steps on, because the people here today who have been brave enough and keen enough to learn and get their projects and their certificates, it's up to you now to expand that further, and we'll do everything we possibly can to help if we can. But as has been said, it's you are the people that make this possible. We only put in the funding and the staff to assist, the same as the Cali, and educate you, but without yourselves it wouldn't be possible. So on behalf of the CRT, thank you all very much. Keep up the good work, and we'll possibly do everything we can to help you. Thank you.